Fashion, I think it's more than just what you wear. It's sort of like what you wear because of what other people think, or, how you think you should dress according to society. I like the clothes I'm currently wearing, especially for like the hot weather.
I don't want to say I'm dressing bummy, but like, it's just like my style. Like I collect jerseys, I'm a jersey fanatic. I just wear shoes basically that sort of match it, and shorts, I guess.
I wear anything from like skater clothes to like a suit and tie. Like, have a good variety for any sort of situation that I need.
Pretty minimal. I like to keep things same color if I can, kind of tonal. So between white and black, a lot of shades of black and gray.
I just really wear the clothing that feels comfortable to me. Yeah, I just wear what's comfortable to me, and I like how I wear them. Like, if it impresses anyone, then yeah, fine.
The recognition that you get on the street, like if you wear like old like throwback jerseys, like all the old heads would be like, hey, nice jersey.
I remember when I was a kid, I really liked Green Day, so I got kind of into the skater style a little bit, into that sort of, I wouldn't say emo, because that's not really me, but definitely what I listen to definitely influenced.
I just like sports. I play football, basketball, baseball, and like I like the logos and everything. It's fun.
Like maybe like my parents, like they wear some clothing. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks all right. Like, what if I just start wearing that stuff?
Fashion, I think it's more than just what you wear. It's sort of like what you wear because of what other people think.
Maybe expression.
Appearance to express yourself.
It's an expression of yourself. It's like the only decision you can make for yourself every single day.
It's really important in how people view you, for better or for worse.
Strike a pose, right?
Yeah. All right. So, what do clothes mean to you?
How's that?
That's great. Yeah, it's recording.
Is that cool?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Let me get that shirt. I got it from a thrift store.
Cool. So they can't know about this until they see it. Okay.
You ready?
That's right, I'm gonna get.
And we're gonna live in the moment.
Oh, that's important. I never do that, so it'll be a good change of pace.
Oh God. All right.
Where'd you take that one? You're laughing now, but you're gonna have to help me clean it up later. So we should have probably cooked them a little bit more. Like, you know, like, you want them a little harder than this, you know? Yeah.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. While everybody's grabbing a seat and getting all settled in, I'd like to speak my mind while I'm still high on adrenaline. I think that I can take a chance to speak between these bouts of sedatives. It's like a constant haze. They try to keep us in a maze we can't escape. The hands of fate can't be delayed though, so they kinda scared. They just whine instead. They asking what's happening. This is my ship and I am the captain. Now you could try to take it, but you cannot take my soul. It's in a place that's deep and well protected. That's a place you'll never go. The government, it take control. Commodified, away we go. About our lives, what do they know? The struggle is real and there's nowhere to run. So we just sit inside our living rooms. We click and scroll while the world is guided by fucking politicos. It's like we had our will, then let it go. We talking shit but never vote. We talking shit but never vote. We think about it, then we don't. We're fat and spoiled and we gloat. We think our answers in our phones. Time has shown the freedom of speech apply only if you have the prerequisite amount of green. So it seems that we need to gather all up in the streets. Grab your fleece. Winter is coming for the creeps. The hide on top of towers made from tears taken from others as they weep. Cause their kids was taken and made into weapons as they sleep. All to feed the industry. What a beast, trying to tell me what I need. Like I can't use my fucking eyes to see. I ain't no Cyclops from the Odyssey. Escape the cycle of these lies believed. And I'll be damned if I become another slave to the machine. Can't you see, they can't take what we could be. We can march and build a future where we're free. Pluck the I from me, make it into we. You should hire me to show you all you hire thee. Yo, we flying, G. Come and find me, it's Guruji.
The following program is rated TVMA, LSGWPA. It contains strong language, sexual situations, guy with the Boston accent. It is intended only for immature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, we're open 24/7, 24/7. Hell, even on the weekend, open 24/7, 24/7. Hell, even on the weekend. We got overpriced, cold as ice, never gonna treat you nice. Shopping, live to smoking and a drinking. Hookers, lookers, ladies of the night. Pimps, perverts, losers, dudes who just ain't right. 24/7, 24/7. Yeah! Hell, even on the weekend, open 24/7, 24/7. Hell, even on the weekend.
Drunks and homeless. Dealers dealing. Cracking crushed out.
Yo, I told that sorry ass motherfucker. This ain't no Citibank, it's strictly a cash business. You know what I'm saying?
Good morning, ladies. On our way to church?
It's too early for Frankie fucking fruit. It's never a good time for Frankie fruit.
Come on, let me take you out later today. We can do lunch and then a movie.
Let me get this straight. You think that after working all night, I want to go out on some day with some banana bushing motherfucker?
I peddle specialty drinks too.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. That changes everything.
Come on, let me take you out. We'll grab a bite to eat and we'll go see the new Brad Voyage movie. He's a good friend of mine.
Brad Boyce is a good friend of yours? Ryan, what's this shit talker been smoking? I'll have some too.
It's true, Brad was just in here. Got some of Frankie's famous bananas.
And muscle magic drinks. Now what do you say? Me and you related today?
I think I'll still pass.
Looks like you're gonna regret it. One day I'll be even more famous than Brad Voyage, and you could have been along for the ride. I could have taken you away from all of this.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, Mr. Famous Banana Man, you gonna pay her cut to Julius?
Well, right now business is slow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ryan, sell us some single beers.
I can't, not till 9 a.m.
Damn! Oh, cans for cans! We got lagers, ales, porters, domestics, importeds, craft stouts. I'll get you anything you want. I'll just be right back.
This is our assistant manager, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hey, where are those small bite-sized chocolates that I love so much?
Aisle 2, down the end on the right.
Woo!
Found him!
Are we having fun, boys? Oh, hey, Dan. I just dropped off a delivery and an invoice. I'll be back on Wednesday. Bye, ladies. Mwah! Bye, hookers.
What did that motherfucker just say?
Do you have a brother in the gang that was in here earlier? Huh? Earlier, there was a guy in here, kept saying the same thing you... Nah, never mind.
How'd it go last night? Any issues? What the fuck is it? Fernando. You can't be in here. Fernando, you have to go. You can't stay in here. Well?
Well, last night, these 6 or 8, 10 crazy bastards, I couldn't even keep track of them, with so many. They came in after 2 o'clock, demanded I sell alcohol.
What'd you do?
Told them I couldn't. Told them I get in trouble.
Good.
But that's when they got pissed and got physical with me. They pulled out guns and knives. I think one of them had a bow and arrow. They pulled me from behind the counter, dragged me down the aisle, forced me to open the doors, and then they walked out with a bunch of alcohol.
No.
I was gonna use my self-defense training on them, you know? But then I figure, they get hurt, what are they gonna do? They sue the store for the hospital bills.
Wow.
Plus, if I'm throwing them around the store, a bunch of the product's gonna get ruined. I didn't want to go down that road.
Well, I think you did the right thing.
It took every fiber of my being not to get violent. But as my sensei says, the most important thing about karate is know when to use your head, your heart, to diffuse any situation.
I can't believe this. What was Dave doing during all this?
Dave? Oh, Dave was in stock in the cooler. He had no idea what was going on. I know Dave. He's alert, attentive, always has my back. Everything happened so fast. Blink of an eye, it was all over.
Well, I'm just glad no one got hurt.
I'm glad I didn't have to hurt anybody.
Okay, well, I'm gonna recommend you to my brother for Employee of the Month. Your picture will go right there.
Ah, no, really? You don't have to do that, honestly.
I don't have to, but I'm going to. Okay?
Okay, thanks, I think.
Oops, RA's firing himself. He's late. Damn. What's up with you, RA? 16 minutes late. What, you don't like doing what you do or something? Why are you late, boy? OMG. That's what you get for doing what you do when you do it when you do it. Ha 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 ha. All right, well, since I'm late and I'm running my mouth and I'm talking schmackety smack smack smack, and here, this is where we're at. We're at CCTV, bada boom bada bing, and I think I'm gonna go ahead into, let's see, we'll come back to that real quick. And let's see if we're gonna go here. Is this gonna come up for a brother? And there it goes there. Yeah, how about that? Stolen Kosh art. 17 minutes in the white man's trophy case. Our guide is MFundishi, author of Spiritual Warriors Are Healers.
Hotep. I come to offer y'all satisfaction. I come to be part of a continuous educational experience of us reaching inside of our ancestral memory and evoking the words and the thoughts of our ancestors. Today, actually, I'm just going to be a vessel, and the ancestors are actually going to be here and tell you firsthand who they are, what they have done, and what they have become, so that we can do what we have to do here in the 63rd century New African time, 21st century Western time. It's important for us to always acknowledge our time, just like all other cultural groups on the planet, okay? And so we have to begin to do that, especially at ASCAT, we are pushing that out there. I am MFundishi, Jehutimas Haru, Hassan Kamau Saleh. MFundishi means great spiritual grandmaster. Jehutimas is one who is articulate in thought, speech, writing, and action. And Haru is higher consciousness. Okay, so that's just the essence of my name. Today we're going to talk about ancient Kosh. You notice instantly I said Kosh, K-A-S-H, because when you read the Medu-Neter, the actual sacred glyphs, there is a basket, which is the K, there is a hawk vulture, which is the A, and there is the pool of water, which is Sh, so it is Kosh. Through European phonetic sound value, we get Kush. But that is the Wazungu way of saying Kosh.
Wazungu!
So that's why Medu-Neter, our actual writing system of ancient Kemet, is so important. We don't have to take somebody else's word for it. We can go directly to the glyphs. Okay. I wanted to show, so geographically, we understand that ancient Kosh are also known by other names. We have Taseti. The people here sometimes call themselves Ta-Nehisi. So you'll see in the glyphs Ta-Nehisi, Taseti. These are other words for ancient Kosh. Okay? Nubia is a very late word introduced to explain these people, because the majority of the gold that was used in ancient Kemet came from Nubia, came from this area of Kosh. Nub is the Kemetic word for gold. So when they said Nubia, it's the land of the gold. 95% of all the gold in ancient Kemet came from below or above the Kemetic area, in the area we call Nubia today, which is modern-day Sudan.
What does Medu-Neter mean?
Medu-Neter means sacred, divine words of the Creator. Medu is the word for words of wisdom. It's a walking stick. So you associate a walking stick with an elder. And so wise words of the elder, okay? And then Neter is of divinity, the creator, the spiritual force of the universe. So it means wise words of the creator, the creative force of the universe, or simply just divine words. And so you see, even at the beginning, when we talked, divinity, spirituality was all part of the breath. If you don't have nothing relevant to say, don't say anything. Silence is golden. Okay. Back to ancient Kash. Okay. So the Nubians then became the people from the land of the gold. So that's where that word came from. But they didn't call themselves that. Other people called them that because that's where all the gold came from. They called themselves by their own indigenous names. Depends on what village they were from and stuff, just like in Western Africa, right? Or other parts of East Africa. Africans here were no different from Africans from every place else on the continent, so we have to understand that. But one thing we do have to make sure that we understand, that ancient Kemet is the child of ancient Kash. Ancient Kash is the parent of ancient Kush. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to see here, but I know in my book you're going to see some really good illustrations, and a couple of the people have had them, of forts, people we call castles. And there are pictures of castles and forts in here that go back as far as 8 to 10,000 BCE, that are the predecessor and the prototype of the architectural structure of European castles and stuff. Okay, and they were prevalent throughout ancient Kash. Okay, here you'll see these cataracts are backwards. So this is important. We need to understand that. They are backwards. This is being read the way that the Wazungu came in from Europe and Asia. They came into Africa backwards.
Ass back.
The first cataract they encountered in the Hapi River, oh, let me also give you better information. The Nile River is an Arabic word. Yes. We never called our ancient, it was called Hapi. Hapi, H-A-P-Y. P-Y or H-A-P-I, that Y-I sign, okay? Hapi, right, that's the ancient name. And it was Hapi of the North and Hapi of the South. Hapi of the North was in Kemet, and Hapi of the South came from Inuna, okay? And Hapi is the longest river in the world, over 4,160 miles long, okay? And its origin is in Central Africa. It has three main contributors. Three main contributors. The first contributor is from the Mountain of the Moon in Kilimanjaro in present-day Tanzania. The underground water filters in to Mount Rwenzori, which is the Mountain of the Moon in Uganda. And from the Mountain of the Moon in Uganda feeds the White Nile, and we call the White Nile, which was the White Hapi. And then it travels all the way to Khartoum. There it meets the Blue Nile, which comes from, this is Mount Choka, also the Mountain of the Moon. So there are three mountains of the moon. This is very important. Mountain first is Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, which is the tallest mountain in Africa, over 19,600 feet high. Second mountain of the moon is Mount Rwenzori in Uganda. Rwenzori. You're gonna have to just sound it out right now, okay? And that, again, feeds the White Nile. And when the waters come out of there forming a white foam, because the water is really not white, it's kind of a milkiest color, but that white foam is like that for miles, so that's how it got the name, the White Nile. Because if you go looking for some white water or clear water, you're gonna miss it, okay? The third mountain of the moon is Mount Choka, coming out of Ethiopia, okay? And that leads into Lake Tena. So Lake Tena is the filtration system coming from Mount Choka. And the Blue Nile then comes out of Lake Tena and rushes down north to meet the Blue Nile in Khartoum. And actually, if you're in the water, you see the two color waters mixing together, and then it just becomes the Hapi River, or we call the Nile River. But that, where it says 6 cataract, is the first cataract. First cataract. And so this says the first cataract is the 6th cataract. So the only cataract that's actually in Kemet, ancient Kemet, was the 6th cataract at what we call, they say, Aswan today. Actually, in ancient Kemet, that was Abu.
6 cataract was Abu.
At Abu.
How
was reading in the private call, they just found more artifacts in
Oh, yeah,
more
okay.
pharaohs, more everything.
Oh, yeah, well,
More pharaoh.
you know, there's even politics around the largest man-made lake in the world, which is Lake Nasser.
Yes, that was.
Majority of all the Kushite artifacts and things are at the bottom of that lake now. So unless we become scuba divers, some of that stuff is not going to be found. So that's a political move.
It's not permanent, that eventually it will dry up again.
Yeah, well.
Okay, I think that's politics, to keep people quiet, okay. But yes, unless we become there, because that's where Abyssimbel is. Abyssimbel is in that same region. Abyssimbel was a monument it's a mortuary monument for Mesud Ra, who they call Ramses II. We're even saying their names wrong. You have to understand, when we go upstairs, I'll really show you that. Almost all the names that we're evoking of our ancient ancestors, and that's who they are, our sacred ancestors, so you need to be real clear with that. They do not belong to the Wazungu ethnic group, because there's only one race on the continent, on the whole planet. That's the human race, okay? But the ethnicity of Africans they belong to. So you have to be clear about that, okay? So this is all backwards. So that means that we're getting information backwards and wrong just to start with. So we need to be real clear about that. So that's first cataract, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And just to make sure you know, cataract is a natural obstruction in the water. So that could be a waterfall, it could be a rocks jetting out of the ground, not allowing water to go over. That's why if you have a cataract over your eye, it just means an obstruction of your vision. So, so those are natural.
Okay, just this
Just a map.
Okay, so, so we have a clear line of what's happening here. So this is the parent. Now if we move over, Pi is because started approximately 3100. And the reason why they say that is because we know that in Asia, the earliest remains of a civilization is we have Babylonians and the Assyrians in that area, and that did not take place to around 3100. So in order for them to say that they are the parents,
They came up simultaneously.
so they there is no artifact, no dates, no nothing. No group of anthropologists sat down and recorded something that said 3100. Nobody got a king's name and said, okay, carbon dating said 3100. No. That date was arbitrarily set down in a little conference room of all European Egyptologists and anthropologists, and they just made that date. They just agreed on that date because it coincided with what was going on in Asia. Still, they couldn't even deal with Europe because nothing's going on in Europe in terms of this, okay? But that's what was going on in Southern Asia. And so that's why every book that you see, Egypt starts 3100. And then they try to say that Nubia came after that, which we know is the reverse, but that's because
a distinct culture appears in northern Nubia about 3100 BC, or before current era. Wait a minute, what's today? Is today Ash month? Ash? Oh, yeah, let me shut up. Yes, a distinctive culture appeared in northern Nubia about 3100 BC before Christ, or BCE, before current era. Very large, rich graves, clearly royal, discovered there indicate it was an organized society ruled by kings. Not knowing what this people called themselves, archaeologists have named them the A group, as they are the earliest civilization yet known to have inhabited northern Nubia. The A group people must have carried on extensive trade with other lands, for their royal tombs contained objects from Egypt and Near East, as well as handsome jewelry and fine pottery made locally. A group pottery is exceptional for its elegant shapes and boldly painted decoration. Other evidence indicates that this advanced society practiced animal husbandry and perhaps gold mining.
See, they know Nubia's black.
There's no.
There's not even no debate. You can't even say that. You can't even say, right, you can't even say it's the Middle East. You can't.
Right. Yeah.
Right? They've conveniently taken Egypt out of Africa and put it in the middle of the East. And east of what? Okay, so y'all need to ask yourself, east of, in the middle of what? East of what? To who? You know?
They're calling this prehistoric Nubia, dating 6,000 to 3,100.
Totally incorrect. Prehistory means before history started. We have to understand ancient Nubians can record history just like ancient Kosh, going back 2 sun years. A sun year is approximately what? Anybody know? Around 24,000. So 2 sun years. So they have been recording artifacts going back more than 40,000 BCE. So in order for it to be prehistory in Africa, it would have to be before 50,000. Okay, you need to understand that. So that's pre-European history. So the terminology, they just left the word out. Pre-European history, not pre-Nubian. Okay, so we have to be clear about that.
Pre-cave dwelling history. Pre-melanin recessive, inbred, mutant, albino. Here, how about if I give you this? What am I saying? Pre-melanin recessive, inbred, mutant, albino. Once again, I don't like being, I gotta be at the top. How about this shot? Is that any better? Further away, but all right, fine. I'll look over to here and see that's the wide shot. But yeah, pre-cave dweller history. Yeah, his story, he didn't get up to write it down, and yeah. And this is stolen African art here in Boston? Oh, the intellectual mecca of the fucking world. Boston, yeah, I parked my car in fucking Harvard, yeah. I'm a fucking idiot. I go to more higher institutions like MIT and Harvard. Yeah, these schools, these institutions are made after the old England, and this is New England, and we're Boston, and we're a little bit better. And we steal it, and we got it in creating our story. Yeah. We're gonna steal the niggas' history and make it our history. Did I say I didn't know what I was gonna do this week? Shut up, alright. Go back to MFundishi and listen to constructive conversation. Okay, I'll shut up.
And just to substantiate that, I'm gonna try to be quick with this. I got a lot of information, it's hard to stop here. But if you go to, they call Abydos in ancient Kemet. Abydos was done by Seti I and then later completed by his son, who they call Ramses II. In there is a picture of Ramses showing his son, Seti showing his son Ramses, all the kings of ancient Kemet. From Aha, Nomer, who was believed to be the king. So that date, 3100, you could replace to approximately 4200. 4200? 4,200 is approximately and that's called the reunification of ancient Kemet.
4,200.
Right.
BC.
Right, and to be more precise, 4,240, because the reason why we can even be that precise is because of like solar eclipses and equinoxes, certain events that are recorded in time, and you can just go back and pinpoint it exactly. So during 4240, there was a major solar eclipse and like that, and it was recorded in ancient Kemet, and the king of Aha, or of his father, Mena, was ruling at that particular time. So we know that it correlated, okay? So 4240 is the time we do at the beginning of that.
What's the king's name?
No, say Mena.
Mena. M-E-N-E?
Yeah, M-E-N-A.
Oh, M-E-N-A.
And
That's
then,
not the same as
Mena.
Menes.
Yeah, Menes. When they add the S behind it, that's Greek. The Greek have S, Heliopolis, Monopolis, the city, you know, so whenever they add the S at the end, that's Greek, okay, so you know, so Menes is Mena in Greek, okay, but obviously he was not Greek, so he was not a Menes, he was Mena, and that's what the Medu Netra says, and that's why I encourage all of you, learn Medu Netra. Learn Medu Netra. Medu Netra is the ancient writing system of our ancestors along the Happy Valley.
The Greek word is?
Hieroglyphics. The Greek word is hieroglyphic, which in Greek means sacred writing.
How long, how fast can you learn it? I'm learning now. You just...
Yes, you can learn. I teach a beginner class this 10 to 12 weeks, and that will get you a good introduction. But it'll take you a good year to get some foundation under your belt. And as we go upstairs and I start to read monuments, you'll see you can learn to do that. You can learn to do that in 6 months to a year. And you can be good if you're diligent in about 2 years.
You still have my book.
Okay. These artifacts you see here are extremely important because they show, these artifacts were shown in ancient Kush going back 14 to 12,000 to 14,000 BCE. They were making these exact same pottery. And so, and that is further in Kash, closer towards the Great Lakes region. Okay, so that lets you know that, and then this appeared in what we call ancient Kemet around 6,000 BCE, like close to that date they got up there, which showed you that it moved from the central of Africa, interior, where Ethiopia is today, Somalia, Kenya, Tanzania, moved down north. You know the globe is upside down, okay? Moved down north into Kemet, okay? And so, because whoever controls the situation defines the situation.
I'm trying to freeze on one of these pots, looking at the pottery, at how old and what age and who did what, and it's like, stolen African art claimed by the Wanzungu, claimed by the Melanin Recessive, inbred, mutant, albino with a calcified pineal gland, stole black people's story, and, well.
Everybody used the same southern orientation until the 15th century. In the 15th century, the Wazungu, when they went out to the seas looking for food, see, they trying to tell you they went out looking exploration. No, they went out because they were starving to death. In 1492 is when the Moors were expelled from Europe. Yeah. And that started their they were starving because they used up all their resources fighting the war. They didn't have any natural resources. They were poor, mineral poor, resource poor, and population poor. So they went to exploit looking for food and stuff. And so that's what the whole European exploration was about, okay? So we have to be real clear. And as they began, even their first navigators were all Moors. And the sails that you saw called Moor sails on those boats. Who were the Moors? Moors are just Africans who had been converted to Islam. So we need to be clear about this. No mysticism. Moors look just like us right here, except for their religion was Islam.
Here's a question.
Yes,
You
sir.
said African. I know Africa is a Greek term.
Right, and we need to be clear about that. In my book, I make this real clear at the beginning. I say there's going to be a lot of black people and people of African descent. No, I didn't.
What's
This,
the
but
name
it's
of
still. Spiritual warriors are healers.
That's the book.
That's the name of the
In
book.
your book, you said, what about Africa?
The word Africa that we use now, even when we add the little K in there, okay, it's still named, Europeans named our continent that, after Leo Africa. Leo Africa.
But
okay.
J. Rogers said named after ancient Kemet word. I forgot what it was.
Africa was used in ancient Kemet, and it's still a word that's used in Amharic. If you speak Amharic, Africa is the word they use for the continent, and it means the flesh of the soul of the spirit of the Creator. That's how deep.
The flesh of the soul.
So right.
Of the
Spirit of the Creator.
How deep can you go with that? Can you handle that? The flesh of the soul? I saw someone on the train with this little ash on their head. How divided are we as people in our religions and our faiths and our beliefs and our knowledge? We just stuck on fucking stupid. So last week I was reading from 100 years ago, W.E.B. Du Bois's work from 1890s. A black man, a college student, Harvard College. And I was reading his work. And now this week I'm dealing with MFundishi in the stolen African art over there at the Boston Museum of Fine Arts. Like, that's something to be proud of. Yes, we stole this black art and we have it housed here in Boston. Yes! Good job! We are all of that. Who am I as a black man in America? Triple K. With the value systems. Me and my white girlfriend had a conversation talking about, and then black women and white women in conversations with Brother R.A. And it's like, R.A., I'm like, look, can I just find some type of fucking intelligence? Is anyone out here thinking? Black or white, are you a woman, and do you have self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-respect? Oh my goodness. The white girl was telling me some stupid shit about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was such a marvelous man. He had high self-esteem. They had to take him out. Wait a minute, white woman. Are you just getting on the ship? Duh. Didn't I already air that the United Snakes government already you know, I mean, I grew up understanding that Martin Luther King was assassinated when that occurred. And I'm like, all right, so what path do I wish to go on? Do I wish to ruffle feathers and upset consciousness? Or do I just go along to get along? Oh, R.A., you're such a nice nigga. Nice nigga. Oh, you're so pleasant. And this white female kept doing this to me. See, they think I could see peripherally. Fortunately, I could see peripherally on that side. But the masses of people, especially here in the intellectual mecca of the fucking world, who are we? What do we value? Oh, ain't nothing going on but the rent. You gotta have a J-O-B to be with me, motherfucker. You need the Benjamins, baby. So wait a minute. Who were these individuals that stole African art? And where is this museum at? And what is the average black person's level of self-esteem and self-confidence? Do melanin or biological living light children of the sun, the S-U-N, revere or acknowledge even their own self-esteem, their own self-confidence, their own belief in who they are, all the way down to their bone marrow? Do we get settled, light as a feather, balanced in our own life, acknowledging your own soul, your own spirit, your own connectedness with the liquid in your pineal gland that is balanced to the surface of the earth? Do we revere or uphold our own self-esteem, our own self-confidence, and acknowledge our own divinity? And do we search within ourselves and find our greatness on Ash Wednesday? Oh no, let me get a crucifix of Jesus Christ. Let me believe in an energy outside of me. Let me believe in a God. No, I'm not God. I can't be God. No, what is he, an ignorant? Ignorant? No. No. Black people are not God. No. We have to serve an energy outside of ourselves. Why can't we, as biological living light, melanin dominant people with this liquid pineal gland, look into ourselves and understand how is the one drawn? How is the individual spelled? Are we still individed? I divided? In divided? Are you inwardly divided? Or can you see yourself as that one? How spiritual do you see your black ass, nigga? Oh no, I have to believe in the white man's values. He said believe in a dead Ben Franklin. Yeah, I need to make a dead Ben Franklin. It's all about the money. Is it? Or is your just head wrapped around fucking stupid ignorance? I give up. What the fuck? Everybody's a dumbass. All you motherfuckers valuing dead fucking slaveholders. White people steal black African art, put it in a museum. The white man's trophy case. And have it on display in Boston. I live in Cambridge. I acknowledge such stupidity. Does anybody else? Oh, it's so lovely that, yes, it's here in Boston.
So in my book, throughout the whole book, I say Africa. Right. A-F-R-A-K-A. Africa. So we are Africans. Right. You know. So I even I tell people, you know, if you want to use the African, and you can Afrocentrize their stuff, but that's all. But then also, Dr. John Henry Clark bear witness to this, that even the word Africa doesn't appear as the name of the continent until the 1400s. Before that, you won't see it anywhere as the name of the whole continent. So as Europeans began to go out to do their exploration, hunting for food, and they began to draw their little maps, which are so pathetic. Go back and get some maps of 1400. Go look at some maps of that. It's ridiculous.
Because all maps are already open.
Right, okay, so you'll see how preposterous, you know, it was. It was really bad.
We have several terms that you've covered already. Africa, Nubia, Kemetans.
Right, the Kemetu is actually the right word. Kemetu, right, because in ancient Kemet, when you pluralize a word, you add U at the end.
Okay.
Is it a U or a W?
U and W are interchangeable. They are the quail chick.
Because I mean, I was just writing an article about the Tekken.
And they said Teknu.
Is Tek the W?
Right. U and W are totally interchangeable and pronounced the same.
Okay.
U and the woo at the end.
Cool.
And that's the quail chick. Okay.
So we're moving on.
Okay. Okay. I need to make this statement too. That whenever we enter, the reason why this information is the same no matter where you go around the world right now, you need to understand what a museum is. A museum is a trophy case for white male domination.
White male aggression?
White male domination, which is their aggressive acts.
Trophy case.
Of white male domination, which explains their aggression throughout the whole world.
White male domination. Yeah. So misinformation and self-hate taught in so many different levels. Let's just impose my melanin recessive inbred mutant albino with a calcified first eye, no foresight, no liquid. No, I'm a mutant. I'm not like the black people. I'm a mutation. And now I have the white man trophy case all over the planets, and everyone revering what we want to be revered about niggas, about black people, or melanin dominant people. What do I know? I'm just a little mere guy who lives in Cambridge sharing some information. I don't know shit from Shinola. I don't know Jack from Jill or Dummity-Dummity-Dummity-Dum. Oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and end early because them motherfuckers keep cutting my ass off. So I got 40 seconds left, if that. So make sure, I don't know what I'm gonna do again next week. Maybe I'll play some more of the tour. Remember where I'm at in the tour. Yeah, let's show that shot again. Yeah, Pangrave culture. 2200 to 1700 BCE. Okay, so that's where we end at.